Uh, Hello, dear students. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the famous environmentalists of India and from international level. So, these aspects are very much important from the point of exam. We need to know how many people, the famous environmentalists active in India as well as at international level. Their contributions and their movements and uh, with which things they are popular for protection of environment issues need to be discussed. So I will be discussing with you through the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, then share screen. I'm sharing the screen. Yes, entire screen. Share audio and okay, just hold on to yes, we will be discussing environmental activists, they are known as the activists. Okay, they are known as the activists, means they are active in protecting the environment, or they are known as environmental personnels or famous persons in India and abroad. So, yes, famous environmental activities. Actually, it is activities, I think, not activities. Sorry for that, an international level. So, তাহলে environmental activism আসলে কি advocacy for or work towards protecting natural environment from destruction or pollution. Advocacy মানে তাদের কি কি কাজগুলো আছে, যেমন এনভায়রনমেন্টকে রক্ষা করার জন্য, একটা ডিস্ট্রাকশনের উপরে, আর তারপরে পলিউশনের ক্ষেত্রে কতটুকু রক্ষা করতে পারে। So environmental activists, this is the right spelling, work on preventing and then eliminating pollutions and conserving the natural environment. So they're preventing and they're eliminating means এটাকে পলিউশনকে একদম দূর করে দেওয়া, and preserving and conserving the natural environment, so that you know. So from person famous in Indian environmentalists are Guru Jamswarji Maharaj. So yes, in 15th century, this is related to religious movement also. So he was the person. He is a saint considered in the Hindu religion, a particular sect you can call it. He's found out the Bisnoy Creed. From that Bisnoy Creed came the Bisnoy movement in 1700. Amrita Devi, those who have sacrificed their life, around 363 people have sacrificed, following actually the teachings of the Guru Jamswarji Maharaj. Okay, so this is related with also kind of those who are preserving, those who are vegetarian, even Vishnu Puriya Manipuras are related to this. So Sundarlal Bahuguna Sipko movement and Teri Bachao Andolan. So Sundarlal Bahuguna is related. I have already given you some aspects of environmental movements that you could find his name. So Chipko movement is related with Sundarlal Bahuguna and Tehri Bachao Andolan. Tehri Bachao Andolan. So these two movements, Sundarlal Bahuguna is related. So as Srimati Medaka Patwar and MS Arundhati Roy, Narmada Bachao Andolan. Also, both of them are female. They're related with now Narmada Bachao Andolan. Mrs. Maneka Gandhi, kind of central ministers during the Congress time, or Congress or BJP, that I don't know, but she was the animal and welfare ministers. Uh, Former environmentalists, yeah, former environment ministers work a lot for wildlife protection. She's very well known, and her article also comes about animal love of animals and how to take care. Justice Kuldeep Singh, known as Green Judge. Who is known as the Green Judge? Justice Kuldeep Singh. S.H. Mahata, the Green Advocate. They're all basically lawyers. They try to put some laws in protecting the environment. So Rajendra Singh Magasai Award is Waterman of India. Lej Singh Anil Agarwal, the founder chairman of Center for Science and Environment, published the first citizen reports on India. S.H.D. Agarwal recounts scientists and civil engineers deeply involved in Ganga Bachao Andolan, known for preventing upstream Ganga. So M.S. Swaminathan is known as the father of green revolution in India. Okay. So if you plan for one, there is a quotations, famous quotations and slogans by different groups, and much more quotations are there. I'm putting you only some parts, some parts. Okay, if you plan for 1 year, plant rice. If you plan for 10 years, plant trees, and if you plan for 100 years, educate people. Yes, যদি তুমি চাও 100 বছরের জন্য প্ল্যান করছো, তাহলে তুমি মানুষকে শিক্ষা দাও। আর 1 ইয়ারের জন্য তাহলে প্ল্যান রাইজ, 10 ইয়ার্সের জন্য তাহলে প্ল্যান ট্রিজ। খুবই meaningful proverbs. If a tree is saved from falling at the cost of one's head, it should be considered as the chief of bargaining. To Amrita Devi, 1730, related with who laid her life saying, that is related with the Bisnoy movement. So when we plant trees, we plant the seeds of peace by Professor Wangari Maathai. Slogan, Green Belt Movement under Professor Maathai slogan, make your area green. Shipko movement slogan, to plant trees for 5 food, pasta food. So this will be coming, fodder, fuel, fiber and fertilizers will be coming. And then Salim Ali is also very related with the environment. He Book of Indian Birds is famous for writing Book of Indian Birds. His autography, Fall of a Sparrow, should be read by every nature enthusiast. He was our country's leading conservation scientist and influenced environmental policies in our country for over 50 years. তো তার বইটার নাম বোর্ডের, তোমাদের বোর্ডের এক্সামের সময় আমি দেখেছি এসেছে, ফল অফ এ স্পেরো, কে লিখেছে? বুক অফ ইন্ডিয়ান বার্ডস, সালিম আলী। ইন্দিরা গান্ধী যে প্রাইম মিনিস্টারের মধ্যে ইন্ডিয়াতে, ইন্দিরা গান্ধী SPM was also known as environmentalist. She has given lots of like Indian Board of Wildlife, share all its meeting, Indian gain a name for itself by being major player of sites and other international. So these are related with some treaties, convention of what the full form does it. SP Godraj Padma Bhushan in 1999. So MS Swaminathan, father of green revolution, Madhav Gargil, author of 6 books, biodiversity উপরে লিখছে। CHC Mehta, public interest litigation সে বইটা লিখছে। Clean up of Ganges river. Anil Agarwal, States of Indians Environment in 1982, একটা রিপোর্ট বানাইছে। Meda Patkar is related with Narmada River dam constructions. She protested. Sundarlal Bhavgana, Tehri Dam, and এইসব নিয়ে তারা famous. So Sugata Kumar is basically known as for this Silent Valley movement protest. She was the member of that Kerala Sahitya KSP Parishad. So basically poet, activist, committed conservatives, Save Silent Valley protest. Dharna against hydroelectric project. So Meda Patkar, known as one of the Indian champion has supported to the cause of downtrodden tribal people whose environment is being attracted by dams on the Narmada River. So নর্মদার উপরে যে এখানে দাম প্রস্তাব করা ছিল এর জন্য প্রটেস্ট করেছে। So born 1954 in Mumbai, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat in 3 states এইসব নর্মদা বাঁচাও আন্দোলনে উনি সামিল হয়েছে। She was a commissioner of the World Commission on Dams founders. So World Commission on Dams, very internationally famous also. Founder of National Alliance of People Movement, NAPM, Gar Bachao, Gar Banao Andalon in Mumbai. So she played a very important role towards protection of environment and several other movements. Awards and honors. So কত awards পেয়েছে, Mother Teresa Award, Bhima Award, Vigil India Movement, Green Ribbon Award, Best International Policy Cabinet. So these things are important. Green Ribbon Award, BBC England. To Sundarlal Bhavana, this is how it looks. Then Garwali Chipko movement created Chipko slogan. Chipko slogan are key. Ecology is permanent economy led by anti-dairy dam movement. We don't want the dam is the mountain of destruction. So ecology তা আমাদের রক্ষা করা দরকার। আমরা তেহেরি দাম, এখানে দাম কনস্ট্রাকশন প্রস্তাব ছিল, এটা আমরা চাই না। দাম যদি কনস্ট্রাকশন হলে একটা পাহাড়ের মতো আমাদের ক্ষতি হয়ে যাবে। So Padma Shri Award, Right Livelihood Award, Janal Bajaj Award, honorary degree of Doctor of Social Science was conferred by IIT Roorkee, Padma Vishwan awarded by Government of India. So this is Menaka Gandhi. She used to write in Telegraph articles. Born 26 August 1956. Then People for Animals. She is also patron of International Animals Rescue. Work a lot for the cause of wild protections, authored a number of books in areas of animal welfare. So Environmentalist Vegetarian of the Year. So she is also the vegetarian. Prani Mitra Award. So there are many things. Mahesh Chandra Mehta, MC Mehta. So India's most famous environmental lawyer. See, he is one of the most famous environmental lawyer. To Taj cleaning, protecting the Taj Mahal, cleaning up the Ganges. So river bank intensive সব নিয়ে কাম করেছেন। Goldman Environmental Prize in 1996 for his continuous fight in India against pollution causing industry. So even Goldman Environmental Prize was given to him by India. He received Ramon Maxwell Award. Then the government of India awarded him the civilian honor of the Padma Shri. Sunita Narayan, born in 1961, Padma Shri. These things are okay. Honorary doctors of University of Kolkata. Then 2016 Narayan Time magazines. Rajendra K. Pachari chaired the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, IPCC. He was the chairman. He is also the Director General of TERI, a research and policy organization in India, Counselor and Chancellor of TERI University. So still this is the Chancellor. So Pachari has been outspoken about climate change. So climate change এর উপরে অনেক কথা বলেছেন। So MS Swaminathan, father of Indian green revolutions, উনি চেন্নাই থেকে, and sustainable development, evergreen revolutions, work as general of ICRIR, so founder of Research Foundation Chennai, honors and award, কত award আছে সব, World Food Prize and all those things. So these things are not required. You just need to understand who is MS Swaminathan. So Indira Gandhi, the naturalist prime minister's enactment of Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and for her leadership of Project Tiger. So অনেকটা করেছেন। Madhav Gadgil, born in 1942 in Maharashtra, Center of Ecological first biosphere, Western Ghats, ecological, then editor of Landscapes of Peninsular India, which that so he's the editor. Editor means this is a kind of journals or the paper. So he was there, the editor. So see identifications of Nilgiris as the first biosphere reserve in India. So he was the first who identified Nilgiris. Nilgiris is where in the southern India, part in the Kerala side, in the western Ghats, first biosphere reserve in India. Later came to be known as Kajil Commissions. So Anil Agarwal, born in 1947, Kanpur, journalist and wrote first State of India's Environment, the founder director of Center Padma Shri for his work in environment and development. And Dr. Salim Ali, Birdman of India. He's known as, who is known as the Birdman of India? Dr. Salim Ali. He has written books of Indian birds, Fall of a Sparrow. এইসব তা আছে so bird of Chipko movement, head of the Mohila community, Gora Devi, the forest nurturers like mother. You will only able to see your access, but you have to see them. You have to use them fast on us. Mobilize village women for the movement when company men march to cut the trees. So company men যখন trees গুলো কাটার জন্য আছে হে উনি একজন নাকি লিডার সব মহিলাকে নিয়ে গেছে to protection দিয়েছে. So AMS Swaminathan we have already discussed. Arundhati Roy, born in Shillong, Meghalaya, famous Booker Prize, God of Small Things, Sydney Prize, and related with fight against Narmada Valley, Meda Patka. So he was the author also. Some famous environmentalists at international level. So Charles Darwin, who wrote The Origin of Species in Biological, you know. Ralph Emerson Spock's of Dangers of Commerce to Environment back in 1840. Henry Thoreau, 1860, wrote The Wilderness Should Be Preserved in the Wild for the Year. John Muir is remembered to be having great ancient Samanna trees, California. Aldoli was a forest which is a conservative ONG in the US. Aldoli was a forest officer in the US in 1920. He designed the early policies on wildlife. In 1960, Rachel Carson, who has retained Silent Spring, she is also known as the mother of environmentalists. E.O. Wilson, Diversity of Life, 1993. Then Wangari Maathai, Green Belt Movement in Africa. She got the Nobel Prize in this. Gray Nelson's, Norman Bala, the Stage of Green Revolution. He's known as the father of green revolutions all over the world, not M.S. Swaminathan. So he was the one first who put forward HYB, high yielding variety of pesticide chemical. So let us go by picture. Rachel Carson died something. He wrote this Silent Spring, Rachel Carson, and mother of environmentalist movement. Who is known as the mother of environmentalist movement? Rachel Carson. Wangari Maathai, this Green Belt movement in Africa. She is from Kenya, got Nobel Prize also. Then she planted more than millions, 30 millions of trees across Africa. So Norman Borlaug is known as the father of green revolutions at the international level. So use of scientific farming, HOIB, fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, and use of various machinery are all the credit of Dr. Norman Borlaug, who is from USA. He was also a Nobel laureate and has been called the father of green revolutions. So yes, I hope you have understood. You can follow these lectures, and I'm ending this broadcast.